I hopped back on Roguecraft for my redemption. Today's goal is to beat the Ender Dragon for the first time in this data pack. With that in mind, grab some snacks, stay hydrated, and enjoy the video. Let's simply start the 8th run. As always, let me grab some wood. I can see a shipwreck back there. Maybe we'll get some diamonds already. In this run, I want to focus on skill points first and foremost. That way, I can buy a number of upgrades after the run. Well, looky here. There's a skill point and some coal. Perfect, there's a lava pool right over there as well. Flint on the first piece of gravel, that's new. Surely down here I'll find a cave. Let's grab this copper and would you look at that? Time to do some mining. Let's start smelting all of it, craft a shield and get a bucket with some water. Hello little guy, let's abandon him. If you're enjoying the video so far, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. It helps out a ton and I seriously appreciate it. After mining every diamond I could find in this cave and smelting all the gold I had, I crafted some skill points. I headed to the surface and decided to go to the nether to find the wildfire boss. Well, this is not a particular great spawn. Over there's a bastion, but not a fortress. Let's check it out regardless and maybe I can see a fortress from there. How about stealing their gold? I gotta be careful though, it's not like I ever got one-tapped by a piglin brute. Anyways, I was able to loot those chests and gain 3 skill points. This seems a bit too sketchy for me, so let's go look for a fortress. I wandered around for some time and only came across more bastions. I for the life of me could not find a fortress. I ended up returning to the same bastion as before and looted this chest for skill points. I continued my search and at last I found a fortress. The difficulty went up drastically while I was looking for the structure. This means mobs are a lot stronger at this point. Some are already in netherite armor. After fighting my way through the fortress, I found a blaze spawner. Having fire resistance makes this fight a breeze. The only attack that can deal any damage to me is the shockwave, which is very easy to dodge. So I collected my blaze powder and headed straight for a crimson forest biome. I started trading with piglins and got all my pearls. I also quickly looted this treasure bastion where I got a total of 4 netherite scraps as well as a smithing template. Let's not waste any more time and leave the nether. Once I was in the overworld, I tested whether I could upgrade my armor to netherite, but this wasn't the case. It has been disabled. I wanted to gather some more food, but the rain made this a bit harder. While the food was cooking, I crafted my remaining gems into skill points, even though it wasn't a tier 3 recipe. Then I headed for the stronghold. Let's add this trim to my armor for an advancement. At this point, I was starting to stress out. The difficulty was at level 10 already. This means mobs are maxed out. They have much stronger gear with high level enchants and even totems. Any increase in difficulty from here on out takes 2 hearts away for this run. Soon I found the portal and filled it with the ice. At last we are back here. I made it this far last time but died to the Ender Dragon. Alright then, let's get it. Well, this is a nice greeting. Jeez. Anyways, that was the last crystal. There we go. Now this is phase 2, exactly where I died last time. I mean, I was being pretty stupid with the crystals. Well, I had no arrows left, so I had to punch them and I was in weaker gear. Infinity on the bow makes all the difference here. This blob is what killed me last time. Now I'm also down 2 hearts for a total of 14. Anyways, let's just continue to destroy the crystals and hope for the best. Well, it'd be useful if I were to land the pearl. Okay, these should be all the crystals. I hope they don't spawn back anymore. The dragon has some new attacks. I'm not sure what this teleport effect does. Well, that's not good. Oh, great. The blob is chasing me again. Let's be careful though. Also, I should stock up on pearls. Alright, there's a new phase coming. Oh, okay. There's a bunch of mobs, and this is where things got spicy. I once more had 2 hearts less than before, and those mobs are maxed out. First off, they are extremely tanky, and secondly, they have thorns. As I realized later, this was going to drain my food supply pretty quickly. Luckily, I had a counter for that. Well, partially. I used my lava bucket to defeat them more quickly and without taking damage from thorns. However, some of the mobs have totems. Once they pop, they gain fire resistance, and all I could do is to attack them with the bow or the sword. Once again, I will take damage from thorns. This was the first wave. Then, much much deadlier mobs spawned. Piglins and more importantly piglin brutes. One of the tankiest mobs in the game, equipped with maxed gear and a totem. The lava was still the most effective way to deal with them until the totem pops. Then wave 3 spawned, which I thought to be easier than the previous one. Raid mobs minus the evoker spawned. I tried building upwards and lava all of them at once. This only partially worked. Now I am on 10 hearts and these vindicators are eating so much damage. That is because they also have armor, it just doesn't visually display it. That's also how I can still take thorn damage. And this is the last one left. Then 2 wardens spawned. Yes, you heard that right. I immediately built up over 15 blocks since that is their range. Turns out that only applies horizontally, but vertically it is 20 blocks. Luckily, I managed to stay on top of the tower. I built up higher and bowed them down. Sure, this is cheesing it, but I don't feel confident enough to take a 2v1 against wardens. I took them down and another wave spawned. Wither skeletons led by a wither. As the wither was focused on the enderman and my bow skills were questionable at best, I purred down, focusing the wither while my invulnerability shield is active. I was able to take down the wither and all that was left were the wither skeletons. But this was not going to be my problem. I was withering away, endermen were chasing me, I couldn't gain distance and a pearl would instantly kill me. All I had was my class skill, but sadly I wasn't able to get enough mana to activate it. This was one hell of a battle. While I wasn't able to defeat the dragon in this run, I actually had a lot of fun during this fight. Sure, it was stressful at times, but compared to the vanilla fight, I enjoyed this one a lot more. With my 92 earned skill points, I first upgraded my tools to netherite. I bought the compass, which is actually very useful. It points to the next destination like a fortress, your portal and a stronghold. This means I won't need to spend half an hour searching for nothing while the difficulty keeps rising. I also got a bucket and a flint and steel, no more iron required unless I wanted a shield. Sadly, I can't upgrade food yet, I have to beat the dragon first. I bought an extra pearl and upgraded protection 3 and efficiency 5. I also got water breathing and dolphin's grace. I then spent points on defense, maxed out to 20 hearts for a total of 26 with the tank class, maxed out speed and upgraded damage. And at last I got flame on my bow, that way it's easier to get cooked food. Now I should have plenty of health and defense to finally win this battle. Continuing with the second run, I first gathered food and instantly found a lava pool. This means speedrun time. Why? Well, there is an advancement for beating the game before reaching difficulty 5, or in other words, beat the game in 30 minutes. I grabbed blocks and entered the nether. Following the compass, I entered the fortress in under 5 minutes. I quickly defeated the wildfire and left for the portal. I then realized I still needed the pearls, so I headed back to the fortress, which was next to a warped forest. Looting 3 makes this process a quick side quest. I headed back to the portal and left the nether around the 10-minute mark. I dug down, entered the stronghold and quickly found the portal room. I definitely didn't throw an eye and lost it. I crafted another one and went through the portal. 3rd time's the charm. I felt much more confident this time with my upgraded gear. Phase 1 was a short process. I was on record pace. After only a single purge, I moved to phase 2. Yeah, I just tried to lava clutch. Anyways, one by one, I took the crystals down. I still had over 10 minutes left, but the dragon was back to full HP. I entered phase 3 and this time around the mobs were much weaker, meaning the lava will take care of them easily. Since none of them have totems, there's no thorns to worry about and their armor is quite weak. However, it was still a race against time. Wave after wave, I defeated the mobs one after the other. The wardens are back and I once again built up. I shut them down, but the time was pressing. There was not much time left. I fought the wither once more, this time more aggressively. Almost too aggressively. This scene seems familiar, but not this time. Fighting them off while trying to heal through the withering effect cost too much time. I continued as best I could and finally beat phase 3 of this fight. The dragon was back for its final phase. The dragon attacked more aggressively and spawned singular crystals here and there. I tried my best, yet it wasn't enough. I had reached difficulty 5 and had to give up on the speedrun advancement. Still, I had never beaten the dragon and this was my best chance yet. I played less aggressively and took my time. The dragon's health dropped more and more. I activated my shield one final time and at last I slayed the dragon. Suddenly the crystals started spawning back and the dragon egg appeared at the center. I destroyed it and claimed victory for the first time. I had beaten Roguecraft for the very first time, but I am still nowhere done with this series. I want to 100% this data pack because it is so much fun to play. This means I'm gonna get all the advancements as well as build a house in the garden. After that, I'll need to wait for updates for this data pack. Well then, let's spend the skill points. I didn't get that many since I tried to speedrun it. Defeating the dragon, however, gave me 40 skill points for a total of 57 in this run. Slaying the dragon now unlocked all the upgrades as well. Since the fireball ability is pretty weak, at least at level 1, I never really used it much. So let's max out the newly unlocked quick heal and equip it instead. I'm looking at regeneration or resistance, but let's max out food and upgrade to power 7 on the bow. Let's also increase damage, defense and attack speed. I made some tweaks to the loadout and checked on the shields as I defeated another boss. The other bosses are not implemented yet. I then checked the advancements tab and found out there was even an advancement for a sub 15-minute run. This one's gonna be very challenging to get. Having unlocked all the upgrades, I could finally max out the dummy in the tutorial room and claim an advancement. Let's start another run where I focus massively on skill points. I need some wood and food and a cave. I can't see any from here, so let's just dig down. Here's a cave and even a mine shaft. I could get an E-gap here. I tested out the heal ability, which healed me for at least 4 hearts for only 30 mana. This could be overpowered. Here are our first diamonds. This is where Fortune 5 comes in handy. I grabbed every diamond and all the gold I could find. Eventually, I thought maybe I could just strip mine for the diamonds, since the drill ability should make this a breeze. After a while, I have barely found any ores and no diamonds. Maybe they changed ore generation to prevent people from strip mining. Anyways, let's head back up into the cave. I found some more diamonds and headed to the surface. Let's look for a cave entrance into a different cave. There's a rune portal over there. Here's a water cave. Let me have a look. It opens up into a decent cave. This turned out to be a gold mine or diamond mine. Well, both actually. There's another bucket for lava. Let's grab this and oh, there's an E-gap. I'll definitely take you with me. This whole endeavor gave me 2.5 stacks of diamonds. Let's smelt the gold and craft some skill points. I was able to get 109 in total so far. I still have diamonds left. All I need is more skill gems. Leveling up from here on out will be quite time consuming without an XP farm. So let's just continue the run. When I reached the surface, however, I got dropped back down and died. Just kidding. I had so much defense and health, I wouldn't die from something like that. Well then, let's check out how much the quick heal actually heals. 8 hearts? Isn't that a bit OP? Well, I ain't complaining. Let's head back to spawn and maybe I'll find a lava pool on the way. At this point, I had already plenty of ender pearls from all the endermen I killed. Well, that's not a lava pool, but I could get something from this buried treasure. Okay, this is a bit disappointing. Let's stack up to get a better view. Okay, that's not what I was expecting, but let's get a totem. Here we go. Well, that's convenient. Finding a fortress is so easy now. And here's the wildfire, or was, I guess. Can I get another one? Yes, I can. Fire resistance really is a cheat code for this fight and the entire nether basically. On my way back to the portal, I crafted more skill points and headed straight for the stronghold. It took me quite a while to find the portal room. I filled in the eyes and entered the end. Last time I was already doing pretty well during the fight and now I am much stronger. And that's phase 1 done already. Need I say more? Quick heal is probably one of the strongest abilities, if not the strongest. I haven't tested out many of the abilities, but I can't imagine the other ones being stronger judging by their description. Phase 3, let's go. The mobs are almost at max level as well, but I'm not worried at all here. I am already quite OP and still have a totem and an E-gap. I also realized using quick heal rather than food to heal removes the threat of draining your food during battle, especially when you have golden carrots. The first 3 waves went pretty smoothly. Then on wave 4, the wardens spawned. I felt confident I could take them head on in a 2v1, so I absolutely obliterated them. Realistically, I can't lose here anymore. Even the wither and his withering effect can't do anything about my healing ability that restores 8 hearts instantly for only 30 mana. I took care of the remaining mobs, crafted more skill points and fought the dragon again. I got a little too comfortable and took a massive hit. The blob that's chasing the player explodes when it expires or is near the player, dealing massive amounts of damage. Still, my defense was too powerful and the heal restored all my health. Here I encountered some weird behavior. While I was shooting the dragon from below, when perching, she couldn't perch fully. I don't know whether that's a bug or something. I then quickly ended the fight and decided to get 1 more level to get an extra 4 skill points. And here is victory number 2. My plan to get an insane number of skill points worked. I had a total of 192 skill points. When buying upgrades, I was first looking at the abilities, but then decided to switch my class. The extra health from the tank is nice to have in the beginning, but I still have 20 hearts without it, and I want to try out different classes as well. I chose the Reaper class. Not sure what it does, but I guess I'll see in the next run. I also bought resistance and regeneration, maxed out mana regeneration, and upgraded to netherite armor, which gave me another advancement. Then I got all 12 pearls, which is great for the speedrun advancement. I upgraded to Swift Sneak 3, Aqua Affinity, Feather Falling 4, Sweeping Edge 3 and Looting 4. This just made me even more powerful. I'm getting close to being fully maxed. This was an absolute success. I finally beat the dragon and got numerous upgrades fully maxed. Next time I'll focus on getting resources for a nice and cozy house in the Infinite Garden. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, like and subscribe if you haven't already and join the Discord server. I wish you all a happy new year and I'll see you next time.